My weakness caused your pain and your song of sorrow. Who's that for?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the most shocking, unexpected, and earth-shattering celebrity interviews that left viewers at a loss for words.
Where do these words come from,
All
Charlie?
those words that sound cool together. It comes from my grand wizard master.
Number 10, Robert Downey Jr. In 2015, the actor behind Iron Man sat down with Channel 4 journalist Krishnan Guru Murthy to promote Avengers Age of Ultron.
And you said, you can't go from a $2,000 a night hotel suite to a penitentiary and understand it and come out a liberal. And I just wondered what you meant by that.
The summer blockbuster was hardly Guru Murthy's top priority, instead prying into Downey Jr.'s prison time, history with drugs, and relationship with his father. Downey Jr. attempted to remind Guru Murthy that this interview was supposed to be about a movie, but the reporter remained fixated on his personal life.
We also would like to talk a little bit about you, and I don't know how comfortable you are, talking about yourself at the moment.
You have as much time as anyone else will.
Aside from veering off topic and making him uncomfortable, Downey Jr. feared that kids might be watching.
Your foot's starting to jump a little bit. You better get to your next question.
Guru Murthy had conducted a similarly unprofessional interview with Quentin Tarantino years earlier.
It's my job to try and ask you to.
And I'm shutting your butt down.
And that's entirely your
This is a commercial from my movie.
Where Tarantino fired back, watching Downey Jr. walk off was even more jarring.
You think you're free of all of that? Or whether that's still something
I'm sorry, I really don't. What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions, that's all.
Right. Bye.
Downey Jr. wishes he had left sooner, calling Guru Murthy a bottom-feeding muckraker. Number 9, Lance Armstrong. Winning the Tour de France 7 years in a row, Lance Armstrong was an inspiration to cyclists and cancer survivors alike. None of us wanted to believe that we had idolized a fraud. It wasn't until Armstrong sat opposite Oprah Winfrey in 2013 that a lot of people accepted what was becoming increasingly apparent.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
Months after being stripped of his titles amid doping allegations, Armstrong confirmed that the rumors weren't rumors.
Did you ever blood dope or use blood transfusions to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
While Armstrong denied taking performance-enhancing drugs between 2009 and 2010 or encouraging teammates to follow his actions, he confessed to cheating with each of his Tour de France victories.
In all 7 of your Tour de France victories, did you ever take banned substances or blood dope?
Yes.
In a flash, Armstrong went from superhuman to a man backed into a corner, leaving viewers with muted disappointment.
Was it humanly possible to win the Tour de France without doping 7 times in a row?
Not in my opinion.
Number 8, Samuel L. Jackson. Promoting RoboCop, Samuel L. Jackson's interview with KTLA's Sam Rubin turned into a slow-motion train wreck when the actor's recent Super Bowl commercial came up.
Did you get a lot of reaction to that Super Bowl commercial?
What Super Bowl commercial?
Oh, you know what? I've admit my mistake.
The issue? Jackson wasn't in a Super Bowl commercial, but Lawrence Fishburne was. Rubin and Jackson both appeared bewildered until they realized the reporter's staggering mistake.
Right.
I'm not Lawrence Fishburne.
That's my fault. I know that. That was my fault. My mistake. You know what?
We don't all look alike.
Rubin scrambled to tiptoe around the boo-boo and get the interview back on track.
You're the entertainment reporter?
I know. I've done
You're
them
the
all.
entertainment reporter
Right.
for this station?
Flog.
And you don't know the difference between me and Lawrence Fishburne?
Jackson wasn't about to let this slip-up slide, however.
Let's talk about RoboCop.
Oh, hell no.
He proceeded to roast Rubin in an outburst so uncomfortable that stunned viewers could only laugh on the inside. Fishburne admitted that people mistake him for Jackson all the time. Of course, most of those people probably aren't entertainment journalists, who clearly should have done more research before a live interview.
Talk about
That must be a very short line for your job.
Number 7, R. Kelly. By 2019, the controversy surrounding rapper R. Kelly had dominated the media for almost 25 years. It wasn't until recently that serious consequences started to catch up with Kelly. Having been indicted a month earlier, Kelly sat down with Gayle King in an attempt to paint a sympathetic portrait of himself.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that you have never held anybody against their will.
I don't need to. Why would I?
Well,
How stupid would it
never
be
held
for
anybody.
R. Kelly
Instead, he went off the rails, making the audience question if what they were watching was real.
Guys, is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Despite insisting that he was innocent and the true victim, Kelly didn't help his case as he rose up and pounded his chest in an unhinged fit of sobbing.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
Some were surprised that King was able to remain so composed. At the same time, King reflected many viewers at home.
At this point, we briefly paused the interview to give Kelly a moment. His publicist helped calm him down.
I hope this camera keep going.
No, we're going to let the camera keep rolling.
This is not true.
Few words, just stone-faced confusion and concern. Number 6, Woody Allen. Allen is known for blending quick-witted dialogue with awkward tension. Only the latter was on display when Allen appeared on 60 Minutes in 1992, discussing his falling out with former partner Mia Farrow, his relationship with Farrow's adopted daughter Soon-Yi Previn, and the accusations of abusing a daughter he adopted with Farrow, Dylan.
I went up and played with the kids, read them stories, did my usual things. We played out on the lawn and had a wonderful time with them. And out of this has grown lawyers and psychologists.
When the latter came up, we expected a straightforward response. Allen selected some truly baffling words in an attempt to profess innocence, saying it'd be, quote, illogical for him to do such a thing at this time.
I had many opportunities in the past. I could have quietly made a custody settlement with Mia in some way and done it in the future. I mean, it's so insane.
Allen went on to claim that Farrow was plotting revenge against him while defending his relationship with Previn.
Either she has been coached methodically to tell the story because by Mia, yeah.
Over 30 years later, some still aren't sure what to say about this interview, or Allen in general.
She may believe it and want to believe it, she may believe it and have convinced herself of it, or she may not believe it in the most cynical version.
Number 5, Britney Spears. The media repeatedly failed Britney Spears during her darkest hours, and few interviews have aged more poorly than her 2003 conversation with Diane Sawyer.
Does your dad have a lot of opinions about what you do?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. I mean, not like
disapproving?
The journalist held nothing back, relentlessly poking into Spears' breakup with Justin Timberlake. Sawyer phrased many of her questions in a way that portrayed Spears as the guilty party, suggesting that she had caused Timberlake pain.
I'm not technically saying he's wrong, but I'm not technically saying he's right either. So, this feels really awkward right now.
In reality, Spears was going through a painful period, which she opened up about 20 years later in her memoir.
Yeah, it was a weird... Ew, I'm embarrassed. Can we stop?
She reflected on the Sawyer interview as an internal, quote, breaking point, making Spears feel as if she was, quote, a bad person.
Oh my goodness. Hello. Ew. Strong Britney. Yeah, it was a weird time.
While the interview was hard to watch back then, looking at it from a modern lens leaves us too upset to talk about it. Number 4, Joaquin Phoenix. We now know that this future Oscar winner's 2009 appearance on The Late Show was for his mockumentary I'm Still Here. At the time, though, neither David Letterman nor the audience knew that Phoenix was playing a character.
How is that, the beard?
In what way?
Well, is it comfortable? Is it itchy? Is it? Are you pleased with it?
I'm okay with it, but now you're making me feel weird about it.
Some laughed when Phoenix showed up with a scruffy beard, sunglasses, and a muted demeanor. As the interview proceeded, the uncomfortable laughter gradually turned to uneasy silence as people wondered what Phoenix was going through and how this interview might wrap up.
Well, can you tell us about your days with the Unabomber?
Thankfully, Phoenix didn't go Arthur Fleck on Dave, but few knew what to make of it. Even with the background information we've since gained, it's hard to find the right words to describe this interview.
You know, when I saw you in Walk the Line, I said, this guy is tremendous. He's singing, and it sounded great. So is that the kind of music you're interested in?
No, I do more hip-hop music.
Hip-hop music.
That's a joke.
Funny? Awkward? Disturbing? All of the above? Who can say? Number 3, Charlie Sheen. Where Phoenix's surreal interview was an act, this unhinged 2020 appearance was 100% Sheen. Following his firing from 2.5 Men, Sheen met with journalist Andrea Canning.
I am on a drug. It's called Charlie Sheen.
No matter how many times we play back this interview, it's difficult to remember what Canning asks Sheen, because his answers are so nonsensical. While, quote, winning and by winning were the biggest takeaways, these memes didn't even scratch the surface.
I have one speed, I have one gear. Go!
Sheen claimed to be a, quote, warlock with tiger blood and Adonis DNA, but he sounded more like a human Mad Lib.
Because I'm me, I'm different. I just have a different constitution, I have a different brain, I have a different heart, I have a different, I get tiger blood, man.
Eons from now, when another species inherits the Earth, they'll uncover this interview, attempting to dissect its meaning. Even with their superior intellect and advanced technology, we guarantee they'll be every bit as dumbfounded as us.
I'm proud of what I've created. It was radical.
You're proud of that party moment?
Of course, why wouldn't I be?
Number 2, Tom Cruise. Nowadays, Tom Cruise leaves audiences speechless with his death-defying stunts.
What has happened to you?
That's how I feel about it.
During the mid-2000s, it was Cruise's interviews that left us more speechless than Oprah's poor couch.
Have you ever felt this way before?
As head-scratching as that appearance might have been, the actor was on cruise control compared to his intense interview with Matt Lauer a month later. What started as a friendly conversation about War of the Worlds veered into a commentary on Brooke Shields, who had endorsed the antidepressant Paxil.
Psychiatry is a pseudoscience.
It was around the time that Cruz described psychiatry as a pseudoscience that the chat turned into a sparring match about postpartum depression treatment and Ritalin.
All it does is mask the problem, Matt. And if you understand the history of it, it masks the problem. That's what it does.
Stating each opinion as if it were fact, Cruz revealed a part of himself that was both amusing to observe and kind of frightening.
If antidepressants work for Brooke Shields, why isn't that okay?
I disagree with it. And I think that there's a higher and better quality of life.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Diana, Princess of Wales. As long as there's been a royal family, there's been an image to uphold.
I don't think many people would want me to be queen. Actually, when I say many people, I mean the establishment.
When Princess Diana shared her experiences in a 1995 Panorama interview, millions saw a dark side of the monarchy for the first time.
Do you really believe that a campaign was being waged against you?
Yes, I did. Absolutely. Yeah.
Why?
I was a separated wife of the Prince of Wales. I was a problem, full stop.
In addition to opening up about her mental health, Diana confessed to her affair with James Hewitt, while also discussing Charles's relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles.
She spoke of adultery.
Yes, I adored him. Yes, I was in love with him.
When asked about her husband's ability to rule, Diana didn't give the most encouraging response. The only thing more shocking than the interview itself was Martin Bashir's dishonest tactics in recruiting Diana.
He had prepared these documents in order to curry favor with Spencer, in the hope that Spencer would then use his influence and power in relation to his sister to obtain an interview for Martin Bashir.
The same year Bashir retired, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle engaged in another revealing interview with Oprah. Once again, the world watched in silence, but with more hands raised.
They didn't want him to be a prince or a princess, not knowing what the gender would be, which would be different from protocol, and that he wasn't going to receive security.
What?
Which interview left you searching for words? Express yourself in the comments.
No interest in that. I don't care if he's my dad. Back off with your judgment.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.